This is an analysis from Alpha Business Media. When you picture a luxury SUV, you might think of it sitting in a quiet suburban driveway in England. Or maybe you picture one navigating the bustling streets of Kathmandu. On the surface, these two scenes couldn't be more different, right? A world away. But what if I told you they're connected? Well, they are. And the connection is a sophisticated criminal pipeline that's inflicting some really severe economic harm on Nepal. So let's dive into how this whole transnational criminal pipeline actually works. In this analysis, we're going to move past the headlines, really dissect the mechanics of this crime, and more importantly, we're going to outline a clear, actionable solution. Okay, so let's walk through the criminal journey from theft to market. It's really a masterclass in exploiting weaknesses in the system. First up, you have the high-tech theft over in the UK. We're talking keyless relay attacks on high-value cars. Next, they completely erase the car's identity. The VIN plates get swapped, the engine numbers are professionally restamped, it's a clean slate. Then comes the paperwork, a full set of forged documents to make everything look above board. And finally, the car gets hidden away in a shipping container, misdeclared to customs, and sent on its way. This whole process is incredibly methodical. It's designed to make a stolen car look totally legitimate by the time it lands. But that brings up a really big question. Why Nepal? What makes it the destination of choice for this criminal syndicate? Well, it really comes down to a perfect storm of incentive and opportunity. The profit margin is just massive, and a huge part of that comes down to the taxes, specifically the combined duties and VAT on a legally imported vehicle, which are, well, they're staggering. At over 250%, that tax burden creates an unbelievable profit opportunity for anyone who can sidestep it. And that's exactly what these criminals do. They exploit a key systemic weakness. Nepal's vehicle registration system is still largely paper-based. It's a manual process, which makes it super easy to forge documents. There's no centralized digital system to automatically check a car's history against, say, an international stolen vehicle database. So you see the problem here? You've got this huge financial reward on one side and a low-risk, paper-based system on the other. It's basically an open invitation for this kind of illicit trade. Now, let's talk about the true economic cost, because the damage this does to Nepal's economy is a cascade of negative impacts. First and foremost, you've got a massive fiscal leakage. We're talking a huge loss of government revenue. For every single stolen vehicle that gets through, that's a 100% loss of all those customs duties, excise taxes, and VAT. And that's money that should be going to public services, infrastructure, healthcare, education. But the damage goes way beyond just the government's budget. Think about the private sector. Legitimate auto dealers are put at an impossible disadvantage. How can you possibly compete on price with a black market that has zero acquisition cost and pays zero taxes? You can't. It just erodes their market share, crushes their profits, and discourages anyone from investing in the formal auto industry. So yeah, the legitimate businesses get crippled. But believe it or not, there's an even more insidious risk lurking beneath the surface. So what is it? What's the biggest danger of all? Well, the answer is hidden deep inside the nation's financial system. Here's how it works. Banks, completely unaware, are financing these stolen assets. They're giving out auto loans and using these very cars as collateral. Now, what happens when that vehicle is eventually identified as stolen and seized? Poof. The collateral that was backing the loan is gone. It just evaporates. And this creates a huge risk of loan defaults, threatening the liquidity and stability of the entire banking sector. So you see, this isn't just about stolen cars. It's a genuine systemic threat. The big question is, how do you neutralize it? How do you forge a digital shield to protect the system? The answer lies in moving away from these outdated, easily forged paper systems and embracing technology. We're talking about a 3-step digital overhaul. Step 1, you implement a national digital registry. This creates a centralized, basically tamper-proof digital ID for every single vehicle in the country. Step 2, you integrate that registry with global databases. And Step 3, you mandate multi-point verification using digital scanners to check the VIN on the chassis, the engine, everywhere during registration. And that second step, integrating with global databases, is absolutely crucial. We're talking about leveraging powerful international law enforcement tools. For example, the Interpol Stolen Motor Vehicle Database. This allows police in nearly 200 countries to instantly check if a vehicle has been reported stolen anywhere in the world. It's a game changer. So Something like the Interpol database is a brilliant example of how technology can fortify the gates, right? But here's the thing. Technology on its own isn't enough. It's not a silver bullet. To really solve this, you need a united front, a call for action from both the government and the private sector. What we need is a true public-private partnership where everyone knows their role and their responsibilities. The government needs to drive the big systemic changes, while the private sector has to tighten up its own internal processes. By adopting these kinds of measures, both sectors end up protecting their own interests. And just as importantly, they safeguard the integrity of the entire market. So the big question is, can this actually work? Can technology and vigilance really transform Nepal from a target into a fortress? Absolutely. But it's crucial to remember, this isn't just on the government. The private sector, we're talking banks, dealers, they have a massive role to play here. Making comprehensive vehicle history checks a non-negotiable standard part of doing business is how they protect themselves and the whole system. Look, the bottom line is this. The tools are there, the strategies we've talked about exist and are proven. The real challenge now isn't figuring out what to do, it's about implementation. It's about having the collective will to close these loopholes for good, to restore trust in the market, and to build a much more secure economic future.